Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Series SamAllyCo Late Model Series. Tonight, these late models will be taking on the historic South Boston Speedway for 100 laps of racing action. I'm your announcer for tonight. My name is Atlee @Manluis, and I'm excited to call every second of tonight's heart-pumping short track action. Now, last week here in this series, we were at Five Flags Speedway, where we saw John Bennett grab his first win of the season. It was a we saw a lot of lead changes. It was a very competitive race, 12 lead changes to be exact. But after starting in 5th, John Bennett brought it home. He led 28 of the 100 laps. Finishing 2nd was Rick Rube. Finishing 3rd, that was Kieran Church. He led 4 laps. 4th was Matt Telder, who led 29 laps. And rounding out your top 5, that was Christopher Reese, who led 28 laps. Other lap leaders included Josh Oswald, who was your pole sitter. He led 11 laps. So, after the events of Five Flags Speedway, here's a look at your point standings. Josh Oswald remains your point standings leader. He's got 2 wins this season at Langley and Kern. 2nd in points, 15 points behind him. That is Kieran Church. 3rd in points, that is Rick Rube. 4th is Chris Reese. And rounding out your top 5, that is John Bennett. And he won last week at Five Flags. Other winners this season include Jacob Boehm, who had 2 wins at North Wilkesboro and Hickory. Then Dylan Bates, he's got 1 win this season at Nashville. And Kyle Martinson, he's gotten 1 win this season. That was over at Myrtle Beach. So, I mean, only 15 points separate your leader in 2nd place right now. So, the championship is not locked up for Josh Oswald yet, but, I mean, it's looking pretty good for the 17. Want to give a big thank you to our series sponsor, SamAllyCo, for all of their support of the series. SamAllyCo is where art and expression comes to life. Step inside their curated collection of artful home decor and accessories designed to add personality and spark conversation in your everyday life. They believe that decor and accessories should be a reflection of you, filled with pieces that tell your story and inspire joy. Visit their Etsy store and browse a vast collection of unique and expressive items. And hey, if you use promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your order. Again, if you go to SamAllyCo, link is in the description. You use the promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your order. Look at how it's going here in practice. We see Chris Reese is on the top of the board with a 14.68. And also running a 14.68, that was Josh Oswald. So, field very tight. 14.69, that's Josh Cole in 3rd. Then it's Rick Rube in 4th, rounding out your top 5 here in practice. 400s off. That is Kieran Church. So, only 400s separate the top 5. Only a 10th separates pretty much the top 10. So, we've got a very competitive field tonight. And I think we're going to see a lot of lead changes and a close finish. That's just my prediction. We'll see what happens, though, as practice wraps up. Chris Reese on the top of the board, looking to try to get the monkey off of his back this season and grab win number 1 of the season. See if he can get it done. All right, qualifying underway here. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. Everybody from qualifying will be locked into the feature. So it's just going to be a dash to see who can get that pole. Cherokee, Oklahoma's Tyler Rice heading out onto the track. There's Josh the Jet Oswald in the 17, the man from Laurie Stations, Pennsylvania, taking it off of turn number 4 and beginning his first lap. There we see he hits the backstretch. So far, so good for Oswald. Tyler Rice also getting ready to complete his first lap. And Josh Oswald to the top of the board with a 14.74. We see William the Griftozer Griffith to second with a 14.82. Josh Cole to the top of the board with a 14.69. That puts him 400ths ahead of second place Josh Oswald. Third is William Griffith. Fourth, Tyler Rice. Rounding out your top five, Chris Reese. So right now, Oswald 400ths off of Josh Cole. Kieran Church, who I expect to be quick tonight. He still has not turned a lap time yet, so we'll see what he'll do here. Aaron Ward in the 99. He currently puts it in 7th with a 15.61. There we go. Kieran Church on track. A guy who is definitely a threat to take the pole here. He takes it off of turn number 4, getting ready to begin lap number 1. Oh, nope, he just completed his first lap. He gets to 4th with a 14.77. Can he improve on lap number 2? Typically lap number 2, that's going to be your money lap, so we'll see. Yes! To the top of the board, 14.67 is the time for Kieran Church. Nicely done for the man from Mesa, Arizona. So that's going to be about everybody that needs to turn a lap. We still haven't seen Mike Veith, so we'll see if he ends up turning a lap or not. But let's talk about the track that we are running out tonight. South Boston Speedway. A mecca for Virginian short track racing for over half a century. South Boston Speedway today bills itself as America's hometown track with a length of just under half a mile. The oval features some of the best late model stock car racing on the East Coast, so the fans are never disappointed when race day comes to the South Boston Speedway. It's not only great racing in real life, but it's great racing here on iRacing. One of the unique things about South Boston here is you do have an apron that you can utilize. So a lot of tracks, just with that banking, you don't want to get all the way down there onto the apron. But in 1 and 2 and in 3 and 4, you can kind of get those left side tires on that apron if you have to. So it's just a kind of an extra part of the track that these drivers can utilize. I mean, South Boston and Langley pretty much are the only tracks where you can really use that apron without kind of it hurting your lap time. Oh, looks like Jason Warren just joined. He could also be a threat to get it done tonight. We'll see if he heads out onto the track and tries to turn a lap. It's not too late yet. He would need to hurry. Nah, I don't think he's going to be able to. So, Kieran Church, he's going to lock up and grab the pole tonight. But the key, anybody can run a fast lap, but it's all about who can be consistent throughout this race, save enough tires, and still have that car up front when that checkered flag waves. This track can be very hard on the tires, so these drivers need to be very careful throughout this race. We're going to have another 2-minute warm-up just to give these drivers an opportunity to get everything dialed in for the final time before we begin our feature event. Let's talk about these cars that we are running at tonight. These are the newest late model stock vehicles. They replace the old Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS's. The car's late model stock. They are 500 horsepower V8 roaring beasts for many short tracks and mile oval tracks throughout the Southeast. The car is double arm suspension with coilover shocks and springs combined with a truck arm and track bar, giving it the stability, agility, and proper turning needed to get around the tight short tracks and wider mile oval tracks with relative ease. The car also features a 4-speed manual transmission with 475 foot-pounds of torque, giving it some serious muscle out on the track. And if you haven't seen these things race in person, they are awesome to watch. They put on a great show no matter where they go. I've seen them race at a few different tracks, but no, they're a lot of fun. And definitely a great part of Southeast short track racing. If you have flow racing, definitely consider tuning into some of the ZMAX Cars Tour races this season. It's going to be a heck of a season, going to a lot of great tracks. They're going to have a star-studded group of drivers. It's like here in warm-up, Chris Reese is to the top of the board with a 14.71. Came down to the thousandths of a second between him and William Griffith, but it looks like Chris Reese is going to have the pole, or at least the lead here in warm-ups. Yeah, he'll be on the top of the board as warm-ups wrap up. So there you go, yeah, Chris Reese top of the board, getting ready for the feature event here at South Boston. All right, starting on the pole with a 14-second lap. That is going to be Kiernan Church, and that 22 driver for Velocity Motorsports. Second, and that is Cole World Racing's Josh Cole in the 9. Third is the 17 Velocity Motorsports driver of Josh Oswald. Fourth is Rick Rube in the 81. And rounding out your top 5, that is the 12 Reaper Racing driver of William the Griftozer Griffith. Sixth is Fulson Racing's Ray Page in the 41. Seventh is the number 6 Oval Addicts driver of Tyler Rice. Eighth is the Dark Horse Motorsports driver of Alex Veith in the 51. Ninth is the 62 Highside Racing driver of Chris Reese. Rounding out your top 10, that is Aaron Ward in the 99. 11th is the 23 Team Peacemaker driver of Jason Warren. And rounding out your top 12, father of Alex Veith, that is Dark Horse Motorsports' Mike Veith in the 67. All right, so we are now pacing here at South Boston for our formation laps. Drivers swerving back and forth, getting some heat in those tires before we take the green flag. Again, Kiernan Church going to be leading the field to green. He is currently second in points. A win tonight could definitely help him close that gap on Josh Oswald. Here we go. Outside of him, Josh Cole, another driver hungry for his first win of the season. This is going to be a good tight race for sure. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and your late model stock car feature is underway here at South Boston. We see Kiernan Church able to get clear for that first place spot. We're door to door for second. Oh, Josh Cole into the outside wall. Josh Oswald, the other Josh, underneath him for this second place spot, and that killed his momentum after hitting that wall. Looks like he kind of tags it again. And we see Oswald with the nose over Cole as they take it off of turn number 2. Looking to try to clear him here into 3 and 4. Yes, he is able to. So Josh Oswald up into second. He sets his sights on your race leader, Kiernan Church. We see William Griffith underneath Josh Cole now for this third place spot. They remain door to door through turns 3 and 4. And Oswald, he is underneath Kiernan Church now for the race lead. Big run on the bottom. He clears him up off of 4. And Josh Oswald is into the race lead for the first time tonight. So now he's trying to extend that gap over Kiernan Church. Now William Griffith all over the back bumper of that 22. He looks low heading into 1 and 2. He's to the left rear. He's to his door. They're door-to-door off of turn number 4. And wow, big run off, and William Griffith will take second. And now the floodgates open. Josh Cole able to get by Kieran Church, and he gets up there to third. So Kieran Church has fallen from first to fourth in a matter of 6 laps. Now William Griffith trying to reel in Josh Oswald for this race lead. Keeping it pretty close right now. But there we see Josh Oswald doing a good job being defensive. And right now what William Griffith is waiting for is he's waiting for that 17 to make a mistake. And he's also looking to see where he's maybe giving up that bottom, whether it's on entry or whether it's on exit. That's what William Griffith is trying to find. And Josh Cole, he's there as well. So William Griffith having to play some offense and defense. Not only trying to make it by Josh Oswald, but he's also trying to hold off Josh Cole here. But right now, looks like nothing. And it's all about just seeing who will make the move first. Will Cole try to get by Griffith first, or will Griffith try to get by Oswald first? That's just kind of what we're waiting to see right now as we watch this battle for the lead. Looks like Oswald's starting to extend that gap, so now we set our sights fully on this battle for second. Big run off of 4. We see Cole gets very close to that left rear. He gets him up the track. And he's staying on that left rear for now. He's to his door. He's got the nose up off of 4. And Cole clears him. So Josh Cole back to second where he started this race. As we see William Griffith falls to third. And we may have seen Kieran Church fall back. As we see he's trying to fight for fourth. Get it from Ray Page. We may have seen him fall back because he could be saving tires right now. And just really conserving at the moment to try to have enough for the end of this race. Because I don't anticipate with this field, I don't anticipate we're going to see a lot of cautions. So it's going to be just all about this long green flag run tonight. So whoever saves the tires best will probably get it done tonight. And Kieran Church kind of riding around mid-pack right now. He's hoping that that's him. We see he's trying to get by Ray Page for this first place spot. He's got Rick Rube putting some pressure on him, and he's behind him in 6th. We'll see what Rick Rube can do to try to make a pass. But we see Kieran Church extends that gap between himself and the 81 as he tries to track down Ray Page in the 41 now. As I say that, Rick Rube kind of starts getting back to the 22. Elsewhere, we see Chris Reese trying to make it by Rick Rube for this 6th place spot. Looking high, looking low, trying to see what he can do to make it by this 81. See Kieran Church starting to track Ray Page back down for this race lead, or excuse me, for 4th. We'll see what he can do. Chris Reese right now trying to make it by Rick Rube for 6th. And oh, the battle for the lead is starting to shrink a little bit as Josh Cole tries to close in on Josh Oswald. 1-2 for the Joshes at the moment. Look back to the battle for 6th between Chris Reese and Rick Rube. I mean, right now, from 4th all the way to like 9th, the whole field is very tight with each other. I mean, this is going to be a matter of seconds before we start seeing some side-by-side racing. Look back to Chris Reese coming up on the 81. And we're a quarter of the way through this race. 25 laps completed. Josh Oswald remains your race leader, but here comes Josh Cole. He's got a nice run off of turn number 4, right up to the back bumper. We see William Griffith. He's also there as well, ready to pounce if either of these two slip up. Wow, your top 3, you could throw a blanket over them right now. That's how close this racing is. Oh, he gets into his back bumper. Josh Oswald gets very upset, and he's able to save the car, or his car gets upset. He's able to save the car, and Josh Oswald remains in this race lead. That hurt Josh Cole as he loses that second place spot to William Griffith. He falls to 3rd, and he's going to have to try to make that second place position back. That bump and run move that Cole tried to pull there definitely hurt him. So Josh Oswald lives another day here in the race lead. And for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, let me know in the chat who you are rooting for tonight in this race, or who is your pick to win. Love to hear from you here in the chat. Josh Cole tracking down William Griffith for the second place spot, trying to get back to second where he started this race. And he was right on the back bumper of Josh Oswald. Tried to give him the bump and run, and it did not work how he had planned, and lost a ton of ground. Elsewhere in the field, we see Chris Reese continuing to try to make it by Rick Rube. And Rick Rube trying to get by Kieran Church for this 5th place spot. Tyler Rice underneath Chris Reese for 7th right now. Reese with the nose, a little bit of contact there. They remain door to door, heading through turns 3 and 4, getting on the apron there. There goes Rice. And yeah, if you're on that bottom, you can utilize that apron. Looks like Chris Reese has actually got a strong run on the outside, and now he's got the nose over Rick Rube. And he passes him on the outside. What a move for the 62 of Chris Reese. Passes Rick Rube on the outside lane. Kieran Church now under pressure from Chris Reese. He's got to hit the loud pedal. Last time by, Reese was about 0.3 faster than the 22 of Kieran Church. So watch out. Chris Reese coming very quickly. He's got a nice run off of turn number 2. Trying to set something up here for 3 and 4. I don't know, not quite yet able to get by him. Oh, looks like they got some lap traffic to deal with, Aaron Ward. So we'll see if lap traffic plays a factor in this battle. No, not really. Oh, maybe a little bit. We see Chris Reese kind of falls behind a little bit, but he's starting to catch back up to Kieran Church. We see he looks low off of turn number 2 to that left rear through 3 and 4. Chris Reese with the nose, and he is clear. Taking that 5th place spot. Looking to try to get onto the graphic tonight. And so now, I mean, this field is pretty spread out for the most part. Tyler Rice trying to reel in Chris Reese now for this 5th place spot. And Chris Reese is actually closing in on Ray Page for 4th. Last time by, Reese was a little bit faster than that 41. Josh Cole starting to reel in William Griffith. He's got a big run there off of turn number 2. Watch out for Josh Cole. looking to try to get that second place back and trying to get back to where he started this race. We see he's keeping it all over the back bumper of that 12. If he uses that bumper, I'm sure he's hoping that it goes better than the last time that he tried to give a bump and run. When he did that, he ended up losing a ton of momentum, and that's how he lost this second place spot. So now hoping things go different and he can get second place back. William Griffith, though, doing a good job being defensive, staying smooth, staying consistent, because what Josh Cole's hoping for is he's hoping that William Griffith makes some kind of slip-up, some kind of mistake that he can take advantage of. But if Griffith can stay smooth and stay consistent, he won't be able to give Josh Cole what he wants, which is good for that 12 team. And so far with that, so good. Let's take a look at the onboard cam of this number 9 machine. Just see what it looks like to run a lap around here. And there you hear that beautiful V8 engine roaring around this historic speedway. It looks like Josh Oswald coming up on some lap traffic here. So this could greatly affect this battle between the top 3. As we could see a lap car get used as a pick. There we see Griffith able to get by Mike Beef smoothly. So was Josh Cole able to do that as well. Field pretty spread out right now at the moment. But Josh Oswald has some more lap traffic to deal with now. Going to try to make it by Aaron Ward. He is able to. Can Griffith get by him smoothly? Yes, he's able to. Cole is able to as well. Want to quickly talk to you about our website, IntensityRacing.com. IntensityRacing.com is your one-stop shop for custom bulk orders, racing apparel, and more. We do custom printing. Intensity is proud to help you with all your custom merchandise needs for your business, racing team, or anything in between. With a focus on customer service and getting you in contact with a real person, we can get you from idea to product with ease. Leave your information and a comment with information on what you're looking for, and we'll get back to you in record time. That's right. I mean, we do custom apparel designs. There is no minimum quantity, which I know is an issue for a lot of people when trying to order shirts. No minimum quantity. We do bulk orders, and we have real customer service. So if you've got a racing team, if you've got a business looking to get some apparel, then definitely check out our web store. Contact us. We also have a bunch of our own merchandise. We've got our driver collections, our team collections, our novelty collections, lifestyle collections, iRacing collections. Go get an Intensity Broadcasting sticker. Put it on your race car. Put it on your personal vehicle. Let the world know you're an Intensity Broadcasting fan. And get any of our other stuff as well. It's good quality merchandise. Got some awesome designs on our web store. Right now, Tyler Rice trying to get by Chris Reese for this 4th place spot. We got a battle for the second place beginning to brew as well, as Josh Cole tries to track down William Griffith here for second. Right now, though, Josh Cole not able to make too much ground on that 12. There we go. Nice run into 1 and 2 for Josh Cole. He gets closer to that back bumper. Continuing to try to set it up. Another big run into 1 and 2. Looks like he's got some good entry speed right now. So that might be where he's going to want to try to make that pass. But in order to have a good entry, you need to be able to launch off that corner, have the best exit possible. Because corners here on these oval tracks, how you exit a corner greatly affects what's going to happen on the entry of the next corner. So in order to have a good lap, in order to have a good pass, you need to perfectly work your way through the whole track and just have a good exit, good entry, because it all affects everything and it all affects your lap. So Josh Cole looking high, looking low. William Griffith, though, able to extend that gap a little bit. And Josh Cole, not nearly as close as he was a few laps ago. As I say that, though, another big run through 1 and 2. Josh Cole has some great speed through 1 and 2. And then we see he loses him on the straightaways. So it looks like at the moment, you know, Griffith, he's got good straightaway speed. But Cole, he's got great exits right now as we see they're going around some lap traffic. That's Mike Vieth. Hopefully that doesn't play a factor. It does not. So they continue to battle it out. As we just saw Tyler Rice get by Chris Reese for 4th right now. But the fight is on between William Griffith and Josh Cole. And Josh Oswald is loving to see this, because the more that they battle, the more that he can extend that lead. And you can tell that everybody's really saving still, because nobody's ran the best that these late model stock cars can probably run. So I'll say, oh my goodness! Caution flag is out. Oh no! And that's where lap traffic can always play a factor. Wow. Let's take a look at what happened here. So the first caution of the night. And this takes out a few heavy hitters in this race. All right. We see William Griffith taking it off of turn number 4. We see Aaron Ward is into the inside wall, so that's going to cost him some momentum. We see Josh Oswald has to go all the way up into the marbles to get around him. And we see William Griffith coming up on him. And Aaron Ward just comes down in front of him. Griffith nowhere to go. He slams into the back bumper of that 99, sending him around. That sends the 12 around, sends Josh Cole around, who was directly behind Griffith, and that causes a stack up on the backstretch. So this shakes up the field here. Josh Oswald remains in the race lead, but now Chris Reese is to 2nd. Kieran Church is 3rd. So your top 3 minus Josh Oswald, who remains in the race lead. Your top 3 It's looking a little bit different. So far in this race, after taking the lead from Kieran Church, it's been the Josh Oswald show tonight. But Kieran Church, he's been saving. Let's see if that saving pays off as we've got less than 25 laps to go. Gonna have a 20-lap shootout to decide this thing. Pace car is in, green flag is back out, and Josh Oswald up to the gears. Leads the field into 1 and 2. We're door-to-door for second between Kieran Church and Chris Reese. See Reese with the nose on the outside lane, but Kieran Church fights back on the bottom. He's got that preferred groove down there, but Chris Reese, a ton of momentum on the outside. Kieran Church keeping it underneath him for the time being. Ooh, but Chris Reese on the outside. He is gonna be able to clear him, yes. Chris Reese able to clear Kieran Church from the outside. Josh Oswald, there we go. He just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 14.79, and this is when the drivers are going to be pushing these late model stock cars to the limit. If you've been saving, it's time to go, because time is running out to make moves tonight. Only got 17 laps to go as we watch this battle for the race lead. Or excuse me, for second, Chris Reese, Kieran Church. Church, all over the back bumper of the 16. He's got a nice run off of 4. 15 laps to go now. Time is running out for Chris Reese to try to reel in Josh Oswald for this race lead. And also time's running out for Church to try to make it by Chris Reese for second here. Kieran Church looks to the high side, but he actually loses some ground up there. I guess maybe he was thinking, hey, Chris made it work up there, why can't I? But I don't think he's going to be able to. Oh, we see he's got a nice run in the 1 and 2. Gets very close to that back bumper, or excuse me, that was through 3 and 4. So Kieran Church back in this, battling for the lead. He looks high, he looks low. He's all over that back bumper. He's just got to try to find a way to get underneath him now. Or we might see that 22 break out the chrome horn. And he makes contact. He spins the 62 around. Caution flag is out. And we're going to have a late race shootout to decide this thing. Let's take a look at what happened. Kieran Church behind the back bumper of the 62. There they are heading through 1 and 2. Kieran's got a nice run, but he just slams the back bumper of the 22. Not really hitting him square, and that just sends him around. Kieran able to get through Rick Rube. A little bit of contact there. So that will send both Kieran Church and Chris Reese. So now Rick Rube is in second. We've got Alex Veith in the top 3 right now. What a run for that 51 machine tonight. Looking for a good finish. Rick Rube in second. He's shown some good speed tonight. Hasn't really been in the top 3. So we'll see what Rube can do here. Pretty sure Rube has kind of been saving a little bit, so we'll see if that will pay off for him. Wonder how many laps we're going to have left here in this late race shootout. 5. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout to decide this thing. I guess that's a green, white checkered, or a green, I don't know. It's a couple greens. But Oswald restarting on the bottom, Rick Rube on the top, Alex Veith, Ray Page, Josh Cole. Pace car is in, and green flag is back out. There's Oswald leading the field into 1 and 2. We see Rick Rube clears Veith for second, and now Rick Rube trying to set his sights on your leader, Josh Oswald. Josh Cole currently side by side with Ray Page for this 4th place spot. 4 laps to go. Ray Page with the nose on the outside. He's got a nice run. Oh, a little bit of contact to the left rear, but Page clears him, and he is up into position number 4 now. Josh Oswald just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 14.71. It's looking pretty good for him to secure the win. Not over yet. Like I said, looking good. 2 laps to go now. Can Rube close the gap? I don't know. There he is, taking it up off of turn number 4. 1 lap to go. Josh Oswald came into this race your point standings leader. He's got 2 wins this season. He's had a phenomenal season so far. As he takes it through 3 and 4, he's going to have the hat trick this season. Josh Oswald gets it done here at South Boston. Rick Rube takes second. Alex Veith will wind up in that 3rd place spot. Ray Page 4th, Josh Cole 5th. What a race. So Josh Oswald getting it done tonight and dominating fashion, leading all but a few laps tonight. And we're going to go ahead and pull up the results on your screen. See where your favorite driver finished. You can just go through your top 12. Josh Oswald, Rick Rube, Alex Veith, Ray Page, Josh Cole, William Griffith, Chris Reese, Kieran Church, Tyler Rice. He finished 1 lap down. Finishing 25 laps down was Mike Veith. Finishing 37 laps down was Aaron Ward. And finishing 100 laps down was Jason Warren. So let's go ahead and go through your driver interviews. Starting off, let's talk to your 3rd place finisher. He broadcasts on Wednesday nights, but he traded the microphone for the steering wheel tonight. Parked it on the podium. Rushville, Illinois, Alex Veith. Alex, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been I know, I was surprised. A good run tonight, man. I mean, I was very impressed with your run tonight here at Sobo, parking it on the podium, and did so just able to avoid the chaos tonight and just save those tires. You know, you started this race over in the 8th place spot, and you kind of rode around there, but we saw a few incidents up front, and that knocked out some heavy hitters, so you were able to get up through the field. You were smooth, you were consistent, and you got up there into the top 3 after we saw that wreck between Chris and that was Kieran, but able to stay in the top 3 on that restart. You held off Ray Page, couldn't quite get up there to Rick to second, but still, I mean, podium finish, definitely a good run. I mean, walk us through your race and, you know, how you wound up here tonight.
Well, with, of course, the 100 laps, no tires, these late model stocks are very hard on equipment on the Hoosier side of the equation. So I just kind of rode around, was up to 7th, and then Chris was in a hurry to get up closer to the front to his spot to ride around, so I let him go. Then Dad got around and kind of rode behind him. Was content with riding there until Josh showed up on the relative, and I decided to kick the old horse in gear and make a move towards the front. I was content with the top 5. Honestly, I was just all right, top 5. That's a podium board. We'll call it a day. And then Reese and Kieran had their incident. They went to the back, and I was sitting in that third spot, and kind of figured I had just enough to hold off Ray, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to hold off Ronald there, but by some miracle I did. I don't know if he got missed the restart or what, but I got the tire warning with 2 to go, and my heart was up in my chest, up my throat.
Now, what was the key to saving tires tonight here at Sobo?
Just set a pace, whatever your qualifying pace is, run like 2/10 off that. 2-3 tenths off that, and ride that until like 65, 70, and then see what cards you got and lay them on the table.
I got you. Well, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the most important sponsor of all. She's not on the car yet, but I want to thank Rowdy Gal Glam by Key for letting me do this. I want to thank Velocity for allowing me to run their logos and run with their team. What little time I spent with them, I definitely feel like I've improved as a short track racer. Josh for putting on the league, Intensity for doing the broadcast, and Zombie Garage, they're on the car. A friend of mine, they do the Burnout Rivals, Cletus McFarland type stuff. They got some wicked rides with that stuff. That's their YouTube channel, Zombie Garage. It's Zombie with an I. And Salt and Sage Photography. And that's all I got.
Well, everybody here at Intensity Broadcasting, you're one of our fellow announcers on Wednesday nights. We're definitely happy to show us that you can trade in the microphone for the wheel and put on a show. So congrats on the good run. Have a great rest of your night,
glad
Alex.
that you were able to call this race so I can get this top 3.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely happy to interview you tonight. Definitely glad to see you park it on the podium. So let's do it again next week.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your night. Congrats on the podium. Have a great rest of your night. All right, let's now pull in your second place finisher. Let's talk to Rick Rube. Rick, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I got you, Atlan.
Awesome. Well, you came close again tonight here at Sobo, parking it in the runner-up spot. And I know we saw you kind of in that first part of that race, just kind of saving, running around 5th, 6th, just trying to conserve it for the end there. And we saw you quickly start to get up to the field as we saw kind of stuff happening up front, and you're able to avoid that last instant there with Reese and Church, and that put you up to 2nd. And you kept it close to Oswald there during that last little stretch, but you couldn't quite get by him, able to hold on to 2nd place, though. So just walk us through your race, and what do you think you maybe could have done differently?
Well, basically, you summed it up. I was saving tires and just, but a lot of us were, it's catching on a little bit, right? These guys are figuring it out. And even Oswald's leading pace was slow, because I was getting the times and I knew he wasn't going real fast. So when I finally got to him on 97, I ran my fastest lap of the race, and he ran the fastest lap of the race. So he was still pretty fast. So not a whole lot I could do with him.
Yeah, I know you said you were saving some of the tires tonight, just trying to manage that pace. I mean, what was the key to getting up to the field, once you finally kind of got to where it was that later part of the race and you felt like you had enough to get up there?
Well, the yellows kind of fell in my favor for sure. That helped. But I was moving before that, but he had a pretty good gap. I don't think, had we not had a yellow, I never would have got close.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, the Islander Inn, Naughty Perch Bar. Revelry Racing, and you guys for broadcasting, and Thunderstruck for hosting the league. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Again, congrats on the runner-up tonight, Rick. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. And now let's go ahead and talk to your race winner, the man from Laurie Station, Pennsylvania, Josh the Jet Oswald. Josh, this is out in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you. How are you?
Doing good up here in the broadcast booth. It looks like you were doing good out on track tonight, bringing it home for the third time this season. You know, came into this race as the point standings leader, and it started off in that third place spot, but you quickly worked your way up to the lead, able to get by Kiernan for it, and after that, there's no looking back. You led majority of this race, held off anybody in second who tried to take it from you, and you brought it home there in the end after a few late race restarts try to fool your plans of leading majority of that race, but just had a great run tonight. South Boston, just able to have a good pace up front, didn't burn up the tires too much. So, I mean, just walk us through your race and how you got it done tonight.
Yeah, I knew we were going to need to save, but I wanted to get out front as quick as I could. I knew the plan for everybody was to save, but I wanted to get out front and kind of save at my own pace. And once I was able to get out front and kind of maintain a little gap there, I was able to run the laps I wanted to run to kind of still have tire left at the end, and it really paid off tonight. I mean, I ran the fastest lap of the race. I think when we had that final restart with maybe only 4 or 3 laps to go, I hit the fastest lap of the race. So I knew we were in good shape, you know, and I mean, this pads the point lead going in with 2 races to go, leading all 3 series. So it's going really well this season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that you're able to do so well, and I mean, all 3 different kinds of car types are, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So definitely doing good so far. I mean, this season, the late model stock cars, I mean, so far as we approach the end of the season, I mean, what have you thought about, you know, switching to these late model stock cars? I mean, what's your take on just how this series has been?
I really enjoy the late model stock cars. I mean, on most tracks, some tracks I feel like they're really under horsepowered for, and it kind of makes for a lot of single file racing. You almost have to bank on someone making a mistake to make a pass, but on small tracks here like South Boston and stuff, they are just so much fun. I mean, they have a ton of grip, you know, handle real well, and they're just a blast to drive. I've loved them since iRacing debuted them, and I hope they stick around.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
I'd like to thank you for doing the broadcast for us. It's always a pleasure. Velocity Motorsports, Jet Designs, Holland Mass Dumpsters, Jason Warren for being a great cheerleader. He hung out in Discord with us tonight. And just my friends and family to watch at home.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on another win tonight, Josh. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, man.
All right, well, that will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Josh Oswald on his race win. I want to give a big thank you to all of the league admins, Daniel Pope, Josh Oswald, Jason Warren, William Griffith, Aaron Ward, let's see, Michael Swink, Sam Wetstein, Shannon Wilder. Oh, and gotta give a big thank you to the question liaison as well, Jason Lotridge. Big thank you to SamAllyCo, series sponsor, for supporting this series. Without them, you know, this definitely helps this series. So definitely check out their Etsy store. Link is in the description. You can browse a vast collection of unique and expressive items. And hey, if you use promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your order. That's right, if you go to their Etsy store, use code ATMAN10, get 10% off their order. Want to give a big thank you to those of you who tune in to watch tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook. Trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There we do custom printing. We've got racing apparel and so much more. For our custom apparel designs, there's no minimum quantities. We do bulk orders. Get real customer service. So check that out, intensityracing.com. Custom bulk orders, racing apparel, and more. Next week, we are going to be at Slinger Speedway for 100 laps of racing action. So definitely turn on your notification bell so you don't miss when we go live with that broadcast. I'm Atlee Atman-Weist on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching.